Well, we have to jump to our next guest who is waiting by. Muthoot Finance is the management that's waiting by. They have revised their loan growth guidance for FY25 to 25% from 15% earlier. To discuss these and more, George Alexander Muthoot joins us. George, thank you very much indeed for joining us on Christmas Eve. If George is obliging, that's very kind of you. So a happy Christmas and a New Year to you.
Certainly a happy Christmas and New Year to all of you also there in Bombay. So
yeah, oh, good. Good to hear that. So clearly business is taking precedence. Yeah, why have you revised it higher? What makes you so optimistic? Your loan growth numbers?
Because the Q2, we had already reached 18% growth by Q2 itself. So that makes us more confident to revise the guidance from 15 to 25. And probably we will again revisit the guidance once Q3 is also behind us.
Okay. You know, there is a bit of a contradiction in the news that we are getting from media and from the industry. We just heard that Reserve Bank is hurrying people to do gold auctions in cases of default. Are there more gold auctions at your end as well? So should we be worrying about defaults?
I think there is some lot of misunderstanding there.
Okay.
Reserve Bank has never asked anybody, not for that matter, for any of us, to do auctions quickly. Never. I think by doing an auction, we are doing an injustice to the customer. So only when there is a loss, etc., or when it is NPA, or the customer is not forthcoming, we should see auctions. Auctions should be seen only as the last resort.
But are gold auctions, are gold auctions generally rising? I mean, with or without, let's take out the Reserve Bank angle. But are there higher incidents of auctions?
I think our auctions are almost nil, almost very, very bottom. We're doing very little auctions because the gold price has gone up and there is no need for the auctions because we are always in the money. We're always in the money. The LTV is 75%. Today, our average LTV is only less than 60% because the gold prices are going up. So customers who have not paid interest or interest payment, etc., no due, etc., their money is still there. So we don't need to auction this gold. Actually, auctioning is actually a crime which you are doing to the customer because this precious ornaments, these are all ornaments, not gold. Bullions, etc. So precious ornaments should not be auctioned. Should be seen as last resort only.
How do you see, sir, your net interest margins going ahead?
Net interest margin, we have always maintained that at the same level of about 9 to 10%. I think it will remain there. For some time, initially, if there's a higher cost of borrowing, etc., we try to absorb it. But after a while, if it is going higher, we just raise our yield. But finally, we would try to maintain our net interest margin.
And even your asset quality in Q2, sir, deteriorated marginally. So gross NPAs went up from 4% to 4.3%. In the month of October, November, and almost December, how has the asset quality been?
So when you say asset quality, don't link it to the NPA. Asset quality and NPA is entirely different for a gold loan business. The asset is always gold. It is good quality gold. So the asset quality has not changed. So what we are giving is, as you said earlier, when we don't do aggressive auctions, the NPA may come up slightly. But since we are always in the money, we have never lost even 1 rupee through this by auctioning an NPA account because we get our principal, we get our interest. And the most important thing, we are able to help or maybe support the customer. That is the biggest
That's just banking jargon.
This confusion about RBI asking some people to auction, I think it is a misstatement. Definitely a mistake.
Fair enough. So are you going to be auctioning a little more than what you were? And I think the NPA bit that we kind of also want to understand is the MFI. Because that's where there has been concern about how long will the pain last, are collections getting better or not. So just tell us a little more about the MFI piece and when you see a recovery there.
What I was saying earlier was fully about the gold loan business. Correct. It is fully secured. There is no issue there. Our guidance, etc., is for the gold loan business, not for the MFI business. So MFI, yes, it is going through a rough patch now. Last 2 quarters, it is going through a rough patch. even our MFI, Belstar, I think their growth, etc., is flat or maybe little reduced only. They have an AUM of about 9,000 crores. I think in the next 2 quarters also, the growth will be flat. I think they are refocusing on collections and maybe making the book a little more better. As far as any MFI, this is a tough time, tough period, maybe another 2-3 quarters or 2 quarters at least, it will be like that. After that, things should improve.
But to protect Belstar's balance sheet, would you consider consolidating it with the main Muthoot business itself?
No, I think it's a subsidiary. We are thinking of going we actually have got approached for an IPO. So it will remain as a subsidiary. We don't want to, there's no need to protect it. It is on its own. It has good capital adequacy. It has good funding. It has good quality assets also compared to the peers, compared to other NBFC, other microfinance. Belstar is mainly focused on self-help groups. So they are SCNA. They are more on the self-help. They do join
No, Mr. Muthoot, there is an interpretation or a understanding that because people at lower levels are running out of income or incomes are falling, they are resorting to more gold loans because that's the last resort. And that ties in with the fact that, in the MFI space also, there have been more defaults. So are you seeing pain at the lower end? People unable to return their money, but the loan is good because the underlying jewelry is still yielding more value.
So I think don't look at it that way. We are looking at it as something else. That see, at the lower level, at some level, rural level, etc., people are not getting the funding. Not only MFI, even the personal loans in cities, they are little hard to come by. In the last 2 quarters, you have seen that banks and NBFCs are going slow on personal loans, unsecured loans. I should say unsecured personal loans, especially
so that's why
the non-salary. So we feel that we are actually helping customers in doing that. Of course, we get the loan business out of that, but then it is putting purchasing power in the hands of people. Is where we feel we are doing a service to the society.
So Mr. Muthoot, finally leave us with a guidance, if you can, on how gross NPAs will move, a number, because you've always said this in the past that you are not inclined to quickly go off an auction. You want to give your customers more time to pay. So since you're not going down that road, no matter the nudge from the central bank, your gross NPAs are above 4% right now. Will they continue to trend higher even by the end of the year?
I think it should remain at that level only. We will persuade the customers to make either take back the loan or award an auction. And if worst comes to worst, if customers are not coming at all, then last resort we'll go for an auction. That's the last resort. So but
NPAs will be above 4%. But above 4% by the end of the year.
In that level. Yeah.
So just one quick question. The recent guidelines on leverage, the 3 loans per person, is it only for incremental customers or for all customers starting 1st of January 2025?
I'm not very sure. It is regarding microfinance. I'm not exactly sure about it. But I think for microfinance, it is 3 microfinance loans per customer, is what the general understanding is.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, George Alexander Muthoot, for joining us. And here's wishing you once again a very good 2025.
Thank you. Wishing you all the same.
Thank you.